Hello and Happy New Year! We're ready to crush it this year, and I hope you are too. This is the 1001 Business Problem Solved with Microsoft Teams podcast, and this is the first episode of 2025. And no, the series on low-hanging fruit that we began in December isn't over. There's more on that, but Arnie was struck by a recent comment on LinkedIn by his favorite consultant Alan Weiss, and he just had to send the outline over to me this morning. The comment by Alan made him immediately add an additional step to his original 3 steps for team success. It's not that the original 3 steps weren't enough to succeed, it's that we assumed business leaders would know to do this 4th step. I'm your hostess, Annie Rind, and let's get right to it. If you've listened to very many of our previous episodes, you already know the 3 original steps. Those 3 steps are customize, train, and expect. I'm not going to describe those steps today because you can listen to episode 28 for a 5-minute explanation, or you can take our free 30-minute video course over at teamsquickstart.com. So, what's this new 4th step? Well, as you probably know, the 3rd required step for success is for the leader to communicate the usage expectations to the workgroup or workforce. That certainly works for many organizations because many leaders instinctively do this new step number 4. That step is model. The leader must lay out the expectations for usage in step number 3, but if the leader does not model the behavior, adequate adoption will not happen in a timely manner, and sometimes it may not happen at all. The leader should begin modeling the behavior as soon as possible. This can include several activities, most of which may be new to the organization. First, perhaps even during the customize or training steps, the leader and other early adopters should begin seeding the channels with juicy thread topics. These topics should be sincere questions about work processes. They could also include improvement discussion topics or questions about what issues people are having about that channel's subject matter. Perhaps there is a new failure happening in a process. Begin the troubleshooting process by getting a thread going about that failure. This will go a long way toward getting employees accustomed to discussing subject matter topics in channel posts rather than dozens of CC'd emails. I would even suggest that leaders should overuse this feature in the early days just to drive the behavior home. Another thing to do is politely redirect employees when they revert to beginning such discussions in email or private chats. Remember, you want to build a knowledge base for the organization by conducting juicy conversations in channels rather than email or chat. Another modeling must is to begin using the share function in Teams and throughout Microsoft 365 rather than attaching files. There are so many reasons to share rather than attach, and I encourage you as the leader to learn how to share files well so you can set a good example. There are so many advantages for the organization and for the employees that we've even made sharing rather than attaching one of the 5 necessary expectations in step 3. There are other things you can do to model good Teams behaviors, but those are the 2 biggies. So, with that, get out there and model good collaboration and information behaviors for your employees. You'll be very pleased with the results. I'll be back on Monday with part 5 of the Finding Low-Hanging Fruit series. Until then, this is Annie signing off.